Our next guest urging New York police officers to move down to the state of Texas, offering them a state that supports police. Her ad in the New York Post read, "Ladies and gentlemen of law enforcement, it's time to escape New York and move to Texas," citing the tragic loss of NYPD police officer Jonathan Diller and the pro-criminal politicians that run the state of New York.
For more on this, let's welcome in Texas Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne. Good morning to you. So what led you to do this?
Look, we need to convey to our officers, you've got a choice. You don't have to stay in New York City where you're treated terribly, where you're not allowed to do your job, where you're threatened, where you're beaten, and the very criminals that you put away are let out the very next day. And look, we've already seen attacks from criminals on these police officers just twice in the last week alone, where the next day the judge lets them out without cash bail and without even knowing, in some instances, who they are, because they're here illegally and they don't have ID. They don't have to put up with that. We've got great openings in Texas where we respect, revere, honor our police officers, get along with them, look at them as great members of our community. We've got a lower standard, or lower cost of living, and we got a higher quality of life. So we're trying to urge, law enforcement officers, we've got openings and we would love to have you down in the state of Texas.
Has anyone responded to your ad?
We've gotten a lot of response. I was, very active in making sure that our police chiefs knew that this ad was going out. They are very excited about it. We've had some negative response from the mayor of New York, who doesn't appreciate it, but then you appreciate your officers. If you are actually, respecting them and the job that they do, they won't want to come down to Texas, but that's not the case. So, yeah, we've gotten some great feedback. And again, I'm really looking forward to recruiting some of these really great law enforcement officers to Texas. We need them, and New York apparently doesn't, because they don't respect them and they treat them horribly.
So New York City Mayor Eric Adams responded to your ad. Take a listen to what he had to say.
We had a recruitment in the New York Post today, one of my favorite blue-collar papers. We had a recruitment, right? Go to the number of the closest big city next to her is Dallas. Our homicide rate per 100,000 is 4. Dallas is 19. So what she should be doing is telling some of her officers to go over to Dallas, our closest city, to deal with the violence there.
Your response to that?
Look, Dallas has actually got some of the lowest homicide rates that we've had in 6-7 years. We've got a new police chief there who's doing a great job. And we're not talking about the murder rates. We're talking about how you treat your officers. The fact that they are beaten in broad daylight, you don't respect them. They're beaten in broad daylight, and then your liberal policies have those criminals out the very next day. He's obviously concerned that he's going to have, officers fleeing their city. Treat your officers well, recognize the job that they do, and stop throwing them under the bus and talking about, defunding our police. There's no wonder that these police officers in blue cities are fleeing, because they don't have to be trapped. There are openings for them. And, again, me taking that ad out in the New York Post was to show you've got an opportunity. You cowboy up every day. You put your life on the line. And if you're not going to be respected for that, if you're not going to feel like you could actually do your job, you got a choice. Come on down to Texas. We'd love to have you.
Something tells me, Congresswoman, that there are going to be many police officers in New York that would be more than happy to move down to the great state of Texas. So glad you joined us this morning. Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne, thank you.